Hi there, my name is Vicky Fisher. If it's your first time joining me, welcome. I am a yoga teacher who's just started out sharing free videos on YouTube. So today I will be taking you guys through a very slow but strong vinyasa flow where we work up to a half moon balance. So if you've been wanting to get into this pose but you don't feel like you're quite getting there, maybe this flow will help you as we really work on the core body parts, so opening up the hips, the hamstrings and the shoulders to really get into that pose. And I personally love the half moon balance because it really works on core strength, glute strength, and just overall balancing skills, which are super beneficial not only to our mind and our nervous system, but to our overall yoga practice. So if you're keen to join me, just get some comfortable clothes, roll out your yoga mat, and let's get to it. So just coming down onto all fours, bringing the big toes together, knees as wide as the mat, starting to sit the hips back, walking the fingers forward and bringing the forehead down. Just beginning to allow the hips to sink, allowing the shoulders and the chest to open. Taking a moment to feel your head connected to the earth. This is where all of our energy comes from. And taking a deep inhale, filling up the belly. And exhaling. Another deep inhale, filling up the belly. And exhale. Beginning to come up onto all fours. We'll start to move through some cat-cows just to open up the spine. Start to bring some warmth into it. Tucking the toes under, spreading the fingers wide. With a deep inhale, dropping the belly, opening the shoulders, lifting the chin. And exhale, untuck the toes, push the feet into the ground, hands into the ground, rounding up, dropping the head down. Inhale, tucking toes, opening chest. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. And just starting to bring some free movement into it. Inhale, open, maybe making circles. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Coming to all fours, finding a neutral spine here. And then we'll begin to open the chest a little more. So beginning to walk the fingers forward and keeping your hips above the knees, just starting to sink the chest towards the ground. And then taking your forehead down. Lifting the hips up and back while sinking the chest down in your puppy pose. Maybe you'd like to come onto your chin for one last inhale, opening the chest. And with your exhale, coming out, back up to all fours. And we'll begin to lower down to the belly. So opening the chest, sucking the belly up and in. Keep your elbows close to the ribs as you lower the chest before the hips. coming onto the belly. Bringing yourself up onto the forearms, spreading the fingers wide, bringing your elbows as close to the ribs as you can into a Sphinx pose. Really drawing through the mat as if you're trying to pull the mat in towards the ribs, opening the shoulders back, allowing the shoulder blades to roll open and down the back. And keep breathing, maybe closing the eyes. And then taking it a little bit deeper, bringing your left forearm to the center, beginning to kick up your right foot, lifting through the chest as you stretch your right fingers forward, up and back, flipping the grip of the hand, and trying to see if you can catch the inside of your right foot. Either staying here, kicking back into the hand to open your shoulder, or if you're a little bit more flexy, you can take it deeper by drawing the heel in towards your butt. If this is still a little bit easy for you, you can flip your fingers forward, pressing down. Trying to really press that heel in towards your glute while lifting and opening through the chest. One more inhale. And with your exhale, slowly with control, releasing all the way back down. Switching to the other side. Bringing the right forearm to the center, lifting through the chest as you begin to kick the left foot up, taking the left fingers forward, flipping the grip, and catching the inside of the foot. Either staying here, kicking back, or taking it to the depth that you did on the other side. Maybe flipping the fingers forward, maybe not. Just really finding your edge. So don't compare to what you see on Instagram or how I'm doing it. Really just listen to your body. Make a commitment to be gentle to yourself. One more deep inhale. And with your exhale, releasing the foot back, left hand comes over to the ground. Okay, lowering the chest to the ground now. And we'll do a little bit of an inner shoulder opener here quickly. Extending the right hand out to the side, spreading the fingers wide in line with the shoulder. Beginning to roll onto the inside of your shoulder. Bending the left leg up and placing the foot flat on the ground behind you. Just enjoying a really good stretch of the inner shoulder here. One more deep inhale. And exhale, rolling out. Switching to the other side. Extending the left hand out and beginning to roll onto the inner shoulder. Right leg bends and the foot goes behind you. Keep breathing, sending the breath to that inner left shoulder. One more deep inhale. And exhale, rolling through back onto the belly. Coming to the center of the mat. Pressing through the hands, sucking your belly in as you push up onto your knees, tucking the toes, and coming back into our first downward facing dog. So for this first dog, spreading the fingers wide, the hands are a little bit wider than shoulder distance, and really pressing through each finger, bending the knees, lifting the hips up and back as you push the chest towards your thighs. Trying to get your ribs to your thighs even.
And then to warm up the back of the hamstrings, beginning to press the right heel down towards the mat as much as you can. Then bringing that knee back in and extending your left heel towards the mat. Bringing the knee back in, switching back to the right. Bringing it in and left. Bringing it in, one more to each side, right side. Bringing it in and left. Bringing it in. And now pressing the chest back, try to take both heels down as much as you can. Still pressing through each finger, opening the chest. And stepping the feet into the middle of the mat here. Bringing the weight into the left foot as you take your right heel up to the sky. For the first moment, just keeping the toes squared towards the ground, keeping the hips level, and lifting up and back through that heel as much as you can. Working on the glute strength here. And then now opening up through the hip, bending the knee, and trying to take your heel towards the left side of the butt, the left glute. Still pressing the chest back, lifting your right knee as high as you can, opening the hip, and then beginning to roll forward, bringing your knee to your nose in a plank position, pushing the ground away. One more time, taking the foot up and back, 3-leg dog, opening the hip. And this time rolling forward, bringing your knee to the outside of the right elbow and stepping your foot on the outside of the right hand. Coming into our lizard or dragon pose. So here we can drop the back knee down, or you can keep it up. Listen to your body today and really take this pose in a way that feels good for you. And just move around a little bit here. Swaying a little bit through the hips, rocking a little bit forward and back. Really working into that left hip flexor. Okay, bringing your left hand to the center and taking your right fingers forward, flipping the grip, reaching back, twisting through the spine, reaching back through your right fingers as far as you can. Maybe kicking up the back foot and seeing if you can grab the outside of the right foot. Opening the chest and also opening your left quad here. One more deep inhale and exhale, releasing. Bringing hands back to the mat and stepping back, downward dog. Bringing the feet together. Weight comes into the right foot this time and left heel rises up. Once again, making sure your fingers are spread, pressing through each finger, pressing the chest back, lifting the heel up, and then beginning to open up through the hip, taking your heel towards the right glute, lifting your knee as high as you can, opening those hips, and then beginning to roll forward into plank, knee to nose, rounding through the spine, taking the leg back up, deep inhale, opening into 3-leg dog, and this time bringing the knee to the outer left elbow, rolling forward, stepping the foot on the outside of the left hand, coming down into your lizard, either keeping the knee off the ground or on the ground, and once again just taking little sways, circles around that right hip flexor, allowing it to open, working very gently with your body today, but also encouraging it to release what's no longer serving it. Okay, right hand comes to the center.
Taking your left fingers forward, flipping the grip, stretching back, trying to stretch and reach as far back as you can, and maybe kicking the back foot up, coming into a quad stretch here, allowing that right quad to open a little bit. One more deep inhale, and with your exhale, with control, releasing, bringing the hands back and downward dog. Taking a deep inhale, spreading the fingers. Exhale, pressing the chest back, lifting the hips up and back. And bringing the feet together. Lifting your right heel up to the sky, opening the hip, three-leg dog. This time, exhale, knee to nose, rolling into your plank and stepping the foot up between the hands. Bringing your back knee down, untucking the toes and coming up, low lunge, deep inhale. Bringing the hands together and maybe looking up, taking a slight back bend here. Allowing the hip to open for a moment, sinking your left hip forwards. Taking one more deep inhale, looking forwards. And with your exhale, opening up the arms, left arm forward, right arm back into a twist. Looking out over your right fingers. Inhale, hands come back through center, up to the sky. And exhale, twisting the other way, right hand forward, left hand back, looking back. Deep inhale, hands rise through center. And exhale, bringing the hands to the ground, lifting your back knee, and then straightening the front leg, coming into pyramid pose. Pressing through the hands and really sucking the lower belly in as you fold over a straight front leg. And we'll flow a little bit between these two. So inhale, coming forwards into a lunging position, knee up. And exhale, straightening the front leg and folding, pyramid. Inhale, forwards, lunge. Exhale, back. Inhale, forwards, lunge. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward, lunge. And this time, bringing your weight into the front foot, fingers forward, stepping your left foot behind the right foot. Coming into a bit of a runner's hamstring stretch here. Coming onto the fingertips, take your chest forward, creating length through the spine, gazing forward, deep inhale, and exhale, taking that length and folding over the legs. Just allowing your hamstrings to release here. If your fingers or hands are on the ground, pressing through them to lift the hips up and drop the head down. And beginning to bring the weight into the front right foot so that you can release the left foot from behind. Beginning to roll up all the way to stand, bringing the hands up above the head, palms touch. And then taking your left foot from behind, bringing the knee up into the chest, flexing through that left foot to help you balance. And finding a point of focus in front of you. Spreading your right toes out, really grounding yourself here. And then beginning to take your left ankle onto the top of your right knee, opening up through the hip as you begin to sit down, as if you're sitting onto a chair, bringing the hands into your heart center. Opening up through the left glute, while also working on your balance here. This is sometimes known as a flying pigeon, standing pigeon. My bad. So taking another deep inhale, sinking a little lower, opening that left hip. And with your exhale, grabbing with your first two fingers around your big toe, beginning to stand up and kicking your left heel forwards as much as you can. Maybe your knee is bent. The idea here is to stand as tall as you can with your chest open, and the priority of the spine being open is more important than the leg being straight. So just take your heel as much forward as you can while standing tall. And beginning to release the toe, hands to the hips, pointing the toe forward, lifting as high as you can, and then taking the fingers behind, interlacing the fingers and opening the chest here. Deep inhale, and with your exhale, taking the foot all the way back, swinging it through, coming into a bound aeroplane or version of Warrior 3, flexing through the back foot, opening the chest, squaring the hips, kicking the heel back as much as you can, and dropping your back toes down, keeping bound if you can. With a deep inhale, lifting the chest up and back. And with your exhale, release the hands, taking them forwards, belly in. Inhale, opening the arms and chest back. Exhale, sweeping them forwards, belly in. Inhale, opening back. And exhale, sweeping forward. One more, inhale, opening back. And this time, cartwheeling the hands, exhale, coming through, Warrior 2. Pressing from the back edge of your back foot and heel, opening up through the arms, keeping your drishti or point of focus over the front middle fingers. Deep inhale and exhale, feeling the heat in the belly. Inhale and exhale, flipping the front palm up, taking your weight forward, up and back. Reverse warrior. Deep inhale. And exhale, coming through, extended side angle, elbow on the knee or on the ground, on the inside of the foot. Taking your top hand up and over, palm facing down, pressing from the back edge of the back foot, sending energy out of the right fingers. Pressing through your front foot, engaging the belly as you come all the way back up into a reversed triangle, straight front leg, fingers reach up to the sky. And coming back into Warrior 2. Okay, and this time, taking your hand down about a foot in front of your right foot. Beginning to hop the left foot in a little bit until your weight comes fully into your right foot, toes pointing forward, moving the hand forward if you need. Your left foot should come completely light off the ground, just doing little taps here, following what I'm doing. And if you feel stable, beginning to flex the back foot as you lift the heel up in line with the hip, kicking back through the back heel, opening the hips, trying to stack the left hip on top of the right, coming into half moon. Maybe keeping your hand on the hip, maybe taking the fingers to the sky, belly in. Keep flexing, pushing back through your floating foot for stability. And then you can either stay here practicing your half moon or keep your drishti and focus on the ground as you begin to kick, bending through your back leg, trying to bring the heel to the glute, reaching back, seeing if you can grab the inside of your left foot, Keeping focused, don't lose the focus of your root. Kicking up through the chest, coming into a bound, half moon. Lifting the foot up to the sky, opening the heart. And with control, beginning to release the foot out again. Finding your balance, dropping the foot back. With control, coming up, reverse warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Well done. That was a really difficult transition. Holding your warrior two for one more inhale. And exhale, cartwheel to the ground, stepping back and lowering down through chaturanga, knees down or up. Inhale, coming up, cobra pose, chest open. And exhale, downward dog. Holding your downward dog for one inhale. And exhale. Pushing the chest back. One more deep inhale here. And exhale, stepping the feet together. Let's go to the left. Inhale, left foot rises to the sky, opening up the hip, three-leg dog. Exhale, knee to nose, rolling forward. Stepping the foot between the hands, dropping the back knee down, untucking the toe. Inhale, rising up. Bringing the palms together and once again lifting through the chest, maybe looking up to the hands and maybe taking a slight back bend while pushing the right hip forward. Taking one more deep inhale, looking forwards here. And exhale, opening up through the arms, right hand forward, left hand back. Looking out over your back hand, finding the balance. And hands come back through center, deep inhale, looking forward. Exhale, the other side, left hand forward, looking back. Inhale through center. And exhale, fingers to the ground, lifting the back knee, pyramid pose. Folding over your straight front leg, belly in. And beginning to flow. Inhale, coming through to your lunge. Exhale, straightening the front leg and folding. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lunge. And stepping forward, fingers forward, taking your right foot behind the left. Fingers on the ground, inhale, halfway lift, extending chest forward. And exhale, folding over the legs. Just taking some time, allowing your hamstring to open. Once again, lifting the hips up while dropping the head down. And beginning to bring the weight into the front left foot. As you rise up to the sky, palms touch. And bringing your right knee through all the way up into the chest, flexing that foot for stability and balance. Finding your drishti, or point of focus. And beginning to sit down, taking the right ankle on the left knee. Sitting down like you're sitting on a chair. Hands coming into the heart. Taking a moment to open up your right glute. Belly in, chest open, sitting a little bit deeper. And beginning to take your front two fingers of the right hand around the big toe. As you push up, standing and kicking your right foot forward. Once again, standing tall through the spine, squaring the hips, keeping the chest tall and open, and then beginning to kick the right heel away from you as much as you can without losing the integrity of the spine. Okay, beginning to release and pointing the toe, lifting that leg as high as you can, interlacing the fingers behind, opening the chest, getting ready for our transition, kicking all the way back into bound airplane pose, flexing through your back right foot, belly in, squaring the hips, kicking back through your back heel, keeping that back leg active, and beginning to drop the foot back, coming into lunge. Lifting the chest up to the sky, inhale, and exhale, flowing the hands forward, belly in. Inhale, opening the chest back. Exhale, flowing forwards. Inhale back. Exhale forwards. One more, inhale back. And exhale, cartwheeling the hands open, warrior two. Pressing from your back foot, squaring the hips, opening up through your right hip, open chest, strong fingers, finding your drishti. One more deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, flipping the front palm up, reverse warrior. One more deep inhale and exhale, extended side angle, elbow on the knee or on the ground. Pressing from your back edge of the back foot, sending energy out the fingers and rotating the chest open. Pressing through the front foot, coming all the way back up, straightening the front leg, triangle, reverse. Deep inhale here, coming back into warrior two, setting up for half moon. Taking your hand about a foot in front of your left foot, beginning to hop your back foot in, bringing the hand onto the hip, taking the hand a little bit more forward, and beginning to just lift your right toes up and down, making sure that you're stable on the front left leg. And when you feel stable, taking the foot all the way up, flexing through that back foot, kicking the heel back towards the wall behind you, belly in, opening up through the hips, stacking right hip on top of left, either keeping the hand on the hip or beginning to open up through the chest, reaching your right fingers to the sky. Half moon. Staying here, or if you'd like to challenge yourself, like on the other side, beginning to bend the back leg, reaching back and trying to grab the inside of the foot, lifting up through the chest, opening up the heart here, lifting the foot up to the sky, opening the chest, bound half moon. Taking one more deep inhale, with control, releasing the foot all the way back and down, coming back up, warrior two. Holding your warrior two, well done if you managed to do that. One more deep inhale, looking forward. And exhale, cartwheel to the ground, stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog.
holding your dog for one more inhale, pressing chest back. And with your exhale, child's pose. A well-deserved one. Maybe taking the fingers back this time, allowing the shoulders to completely round and relax down towards the ground. You've done really a great job today. It was quite a challenging floor. Whatever you were able to do, just remember to not judge yourself. Sometimes we notice, where we can improve and things we can work on. The problem comes in when we attach to that and start to think that we're not good enough, that there's something wrong with us. So really, don't fall into that trap. Allow those feelings to give you hope for the future and to inspire you to keep working and keep practicing. And beginning to come back up onto all fours. And we'll transition through walking the knees through, crawling through, coming to seated, beginning to roll down onto the spine with control. Bringing the right knee into the chest, hugging it in. And releasing your left hand to the side, just opening up through your right knee, drawing it open to the side. Getting it as close to the ground as you can and feeling a stretch on the inner right thigh. And then taking the knee through the center and taking it all the way to the other side, grabbing it with your left hand, extending right hand out to the right and coming into a spinal twist. You might need to shift the hips a little bit to the right to feel really good in this twist. And trying to keep your right shoulder down and then just releasing. And beginning to bring the knee back through the center. Bringing both knees into the chest. Giving yourself a squeeze. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows if you can. Really squeezing your knees tightly into the chest. And beginning to release your right leg out, keeping the left knee in. And extending your right hand out to the side and taking your left knee towards the left, opening up through that inner left thigh. And trying to keep your right hip still on the ground here. Then you should feel a good stretch on the inside of the left thigh. And bringing the knee through the center, grabbing on with your right hand, left hand extends, and coming into your twist. Maybe shifting the hips to the left a little bit, and keeping the left shoulder anchored. Breathing and twisting, releasing. And bringing the knee back through the center. Once again, bringing both knees in and squeezing them in. This time taking little rocks from side to side,
massaging your hip flexors as well as the lower back here. And coming into our final pose, happy baby. So opening up through the hips, you could either grab the ankles, the big toes, or the outside of the feet, making sure your elbows are on the inside of the knees. And then drawing your lower back into the ground, drawing the chest open, drawing the hips open. Beginning to take little rocks from side to side, allowing your inner hips to release while massaging the lower back. And coming to stillness in the center, bringing the soles of the feet together and drawing the ankles in towards your groin area. And then beginning to release, coming down into Shavasana, or your final resting pose. Just allowing the feet to fall open, the palms to face the sky, and taking a moment to rest. Staying as long as you need. Just really reflecting on your practice. Noticing where you've been judging yourself, not just on your mat, but also off the mat. Asking yourself if it's helpful. Have you been attaching to that feeling of, needing to improve, which is natural. But when we attach too much to it, it keeps us stuck. Instead of just allowing it to flow through as a form of inspiration. So completely relaxing the body. Allowing the legs and hips to be heavy, the chest and face to soften and sink deeper and deeper into the mat. Just being with yourself as long as you need. And I will leave you here. And please subscribe, like, and comment once you're done if you'd like to see more videos. But sending you lots of love and light as you process your practice and continue into the rest of your day. Namaste.